viewers, please look at this picture for a second. You will observe, you must have observed that there is a system in place. The picture conveys an element of order. As you can see, the books are well stacked, well shelved. And viewers, I am very sure that you must have visited some library in your nearby area and moved among the shelves to browse the collections. And I am also sure that you must have exclaimed, "Wow, this is the book I got." So there is a system in place, there is an order in the manner in which books are shelved, and this system or order facilitates your wonderful experience of browsing the collections and easy retrieval. So today we are going to talk about what systems libraries follow to categorize their collections, to classify their collections, organize them, shelve them, and put them for display. So the presentation will focus about DDC, which is Dewey Decimal Classification, its structure, what are its different forms. We will be talking about call number, what is call number, what are the main components of call number, class number, cutter number, and how we use this DDC system for classifying the books in our libraries. We will focus on the examples too. DDC, it stands for Dewey Decimal Classification. It was conceived in 1873 and introduced in 1876. And today it is being used in more than 200,000 libraries in 135 countries across the globe. And this scheme of classification, it has been translated in more than 30 languages. The system of Dewey Decimal Classification, it is being published by OCLC, Online Computer Library Center. Now, what are the different forms? That means it's available in different forms. For example, WebDB, it is an online version of the print sets which are available in libraries. And in print sets, since print sets are published at regular intervals, in WebDB updates are regularly added. It is the latest version, it is regularly updated, and it is a subscription based service, but even free trials are available, so you can use your email ID to create an account, to register with the site, and you can use WebDB. You can get you can experience yourself what is the coverage, what are the facilities, what are the features which are being offered by the online version of DDC. That means WebDB is an online version of DDC, which is available in 4 volumes in print. Then abridged edition, it means that it is the truncated version of the 4-volume set. And the latest edition which is right now available is the 15th one. It was published in 2012. And this abridged edition or truncated edition is very much suitable for the classification needs of libraries, of small libraries which have a collection of 20,000 titles. Then the usual is the print edition, which is there in 4 volumes. This is the screenshot of WebDB, which as I referred to, it is the online version of DDC, Dewey Decimal Classification. And you can see the screenshot. It's written that you can register for 30 days free trial access, since it's a subscription based service, and naturally students cannot subscribe to it, but you can understand, you can familiarize yourselves with what are the features, what is its coverage by registering with the site, and you can try yourself how it can be used for classifying. 30 days its registration is free for the users. Now different forms under that we are talking about print edition, which has 4 volumes, and volume 1 is index. It focuses on introduction, that means what is it about, different tables, there are 6 tables, glossary, it defines different terms which are being used in these 4 sets or in classification. Then manual is a guide to use the DDC. They tell here, they explain what are the different ways of classifying, if a particular topic has to be classified at a particular number or it is suggested to classify it somewhere else. Then in this volume 1 itself, there are lists which compare editions 22 and 23. That means it compares, this volume 1 or index provides details about those numbers which have been discontinued in 23rd edition. There are some numbers, there are some topics which have been assigned different numbers, they have been relocated to different numbers, to different positions. So that is all talked about, that is all discussed in this list that compares edition 22 and 23. Relocations means that those numbers which have been given, those topics which have been assigned new numbers, new positions, and discontinuation means there are certain numbers which are being discontinued. That means they were being used in the last edition, but in the 23rd edition they are no longer being used. You must have observed that there are square brackets in the schedule. The numbers which are given in the square brackets, they are not to be used. Then volume 2, they are the schedules which cover various subjects from 000 to 599, and then volume 3 is also schedule which covers subjects from 600 to 999. Then volume 4 is relative index. Volume 4 is called relative because it shows the relation or link between subjects and disciplines in which they appear. In the schedules, subjects are arranged within disciplines. In the relative index, subjects are listed alphabetically. Volume 4 is known as relative index because in schedules what happens? Different topics or different subjects are arranged in different disciplines. But in relative index, it is showing you the relation or the link or the connection between different subjects and disciplines. So in relative index, entries are given, each subject or topic is given, and in what disciplines it has been dealt with. Those different disciplines are listed in an alphabetical manner. For example, sari is a dress. If a person wears a sari, she may feel different emotions. It may be related to psychological aspect. Then this aspect will be considered under the psychology schedule. But the same dress, sari, it can be considered, a book can deal with the same subject of sari from fashion point of view. So this will be categorized, this will be put under the class of arts and aesthetics, which is 700. But in case a book deals with sari, if for example a book focuses on sari as a traditional dress, then it will come under customs. So there is a single topic which has been dealt with, which has been considered from different viewpoints. So the same topic, how it is related to different disciplines, this shows, relative index shows this. That means what is the relation between a subject and different viewpoints between the different disciplines. So those disciplines are listed alphabetically in relative index. So that is why it is known as relative, because it shows the relation or link between the subjects and disciplines. And as you see, under each subject, the disciplines in which the subject is found are listed alphabetically. In the print version of DDC, the disciplines are indented under the subject. Now let's talk about the organization of knowledge. The whole scheme of classification, which is DDC, it organizes the whole known knowledge under 10 main classes. These 10 main classes are further divided into 10 divisions, and each division is divided into 10 sections. In all, DDC has 10 main classes, 100 divisions, and 1000 sections. The 10 main classes, as you can see on the screen, 000 is computer science, information and general works, 100 is philosophy and psychology, 200 is religion, 300 is social sciences, 400 is language, 500 is science, 600 is technology, 700 is arts and recreation, 800 is literature, then 900 is history and geography. Now 100 is philosophy and psychology. As you can see, the second digit of the class of the main class, it represents the main division of the main class. The second digit, which is 0 in this case, 100, it stands for all general works in philosophy and psychology. Then 1, which is the second digit in 3-digit number, is epistemology. 1303 is parapsychology, 140 is specific viewpoints, and 150 is psychology. Now for another example, 500 is sciences, then the first 0 in the 3-digit number, as you know, all DDC numbers have minimum 3 digits. Then first 0 indicates general works on science, then after 0 in 510 we have first division, 1 stands for mathematics, 510 is for mathematics, 520 is astronomy, 530 is physics. That means 500 is sciences. Then there are different divisions of sciences. You have mathematics, astronomy, physics. Then the third digit in each 3-digit number indicates the section. As you know, there are 10 main classes. Each class is further divided into 10 divisions, and each division is further divided into 10 sections. So similarly, 530 is physics. The third digit in each 3-digit number indicates the section. As we earlier saw, 20 stands for general works. For example, 500 is general works on science. This 530 is general works on physics. Physics has been further divided into various sections like classical mechanics, fluid mechanics. Now notation. As you have observed just now, that all the Arabic numerals are used to represent each class. You saw 500, 510, or these are Arabic numerals. The first digit in each 3-digit number represents the main class, as you saw 500. A decimal point or dot follows the third digit in a class number, after which division by 10 continues to the specific degree of classification which is required. That means after every 3-digit we are required to put a dot or decimal, and this dot or decimal also offers a relief to the eye, so that it's very difficult to read all the numbers in one go. So this decimal point or dot is supposed to offer a little bit of relief in reading the numbers. Hierarchy. It means that all topics apart from the 10 main classes are part of all broader topics above them. For example, in this slide, as you can see, classical mechanics, it's a part of physics. Physics is further a part of general works on science. So, and this hierarchy is expressed by length of notation. That means numbers at any given level are usually subordinate to a class whose notation is 1 digit shorter, coordinate with the class whose notation has the same number of significant digits, and superordinate to a class with numbers with 1 or more digits longer. That means as we go down, if we want to provide specific number to the subject of a book, then the length of the notation increases. If a number has more number of if a class has more numbers, or if a subject is being represented by bigger length of numbers, then it means it is a very specific number and it is a part of some other number or other class. For example, this, if we see on the screen, this 600 is technology. Then as we go down, it's 600 is the main class. Then we have 630, which is agriculture and related technologies. Then we have 636, which is again a part of agriculture and related technologies. Then we have dogs and cats. So as we go down, the number becomes more specific, and you can see the length of the number or the length of the notation increases. That means the bigger the number is, the more specific the book is, or the more specific the subject is. So that is what is meant by hierarchy. That means as we go down, then the number becomes more specific and is a part of the number which is above it. Then call number. As we have seen in the picture, we saw all the books were well stacked and they had spines on their, they had some labels, as you can see over here in the picture. You can see there are labels on the spines of these books, and these labels have call number on the, written on them, and books have been arranged according to the call numbers which these labels bear. So now we will focus on what is this call number, what are its various components. Call number has two components. First one is class number. It represents or denotes the subject matter of the book into a code of numbers. That means class number is what? Class number is a code of numbers. It may be alphanumeric, it may be just alphabets, or it may be just numbers, and it represents the subject matter of the book. And Cutter number is named after Charles A. Cutter, who developed an alphanumeric code which forms the basis of the book number. As we all know, books are arranged by class numbers, but all the books may belong to the same class, so naturally they will have the similar class number. So in order to individualize them, as we say, call number is unique for each and every book in the library. So if all the books on a particular subject, say psychology, of all there are books which belong to the class of psychology, so naturally they will have the same class number. But then they have to be shelved in certain order, they have to be individualized, and further individualization or unique number provision, or when library provides them unique number by providing. Hello viewers, please look at this picture for a second. You must have observed that there is a system in place. Now we will classify some examples. For example, we have 3 books in psychology by different authors. A textbook of psychology by this Neil Bolton, this is Basics of Psychology, then Fundamentals of Psychology. All the books, they belong to the basic class, to the main class of psychology. Naturally they will be categorized, they will be classified under psychology, but call number is, or the stress is, or the message over here is that all numbers, all call numbers, all books in the libraries have unique call numbers, and accordingly they are shelved. So since all the books are on psychology, they will be further individualized by the surname of the author. Now classifying with DDC, how to classify books, now we will see. For example, we have a book to classify. We will read the title, and by reading the title we can arrive at, we can ascertain, we can find out what is the subject of the book, which theme is being dealt with. For example, we can easily ascertain about the subject matter. In case we cannot, then we have to go, you will find in classifying in libraries that there are certain books which you can easily classify, you can make out the subject by reading the titles. In certain cases you cannot make out the subject from the titles, then you need to go table of contents. Even if you are not able to figure out the subject through table of contents, then you will read the introduction of the book in order to find out the theme of the book or the subject of the book. Even if that is not sufficient, you will read the main text, and or if that doesn't suffice, then you will read various index, and index entries are given. Those entries are about the keywords which have been used in the book, which have been dealt with. They are arranged in an alphabetical manner. So by reading the index entries or by glancing through the keywords, you can easily find out what is the content of the book. Even if that does not help, you can use various bibliographical resources, reviews about the books. Even if that does not help, you cannot figure out the subject matter, then you can easily take the help of subject experts in figuring out the content or in deciding or ascertaining the subject matter of the book. We read titles and figure out the books deal with the subject of psychology. In the 3 examples which were listed on one of the slides, we read the titles and figure out the books deal with the subject of psychology, and as you see the summaries, psychology is listed under the main class 100 as 150. All the books get the same class number. Now we will add the Cutter number in order to individualize them. That means to provide them unique identity. since all the books have the same class number, but then they need to be further individualized. Then that further individualization has been done by using this cutter table. Similarly, the surname has been used in providing cutter number to the book. The number before the decimal point is always treated as a whole number. The numbers following the decimal point are treated as decimals. So now the books will be arranged this way: 150, then cutter number B636, and all the books will be shelved one after another from left to right in this sequence. Similarly, this is another example which shows how the books will be shelved from left to right by taking the individual digits into consideration. Cutter number is a decimal number read digit by digit, not as a whole number, which is important. Then another thing which is very important for you, and you can try it yourself, that is DV Cutter program. It is a software program available freely on the internet, and it automatically provides cutter numbers from the OCLC 4-figure cutter tables. You can download the software and install it. It will take just a couple of minutes and you can try it yourself. This is the screenshot of DV Cutter program. The stress is that by merely reading the title, you cannot find out the subject matter of the book. For example, another title which is here on screen is Eat, Shoots and Leaves. It appears that the book belongs to some subject of horticulture, but in fact the book is about punctuation, the book is about grammar. So you need to glance through the table of contents, introduction, and by merely reading the title will not serve the purpose. So you have to read all these table of contents and all. Similarly, The Greening of America. It appears that the book deals with environment aspects or something, but in fact the book is about the economy of America. Similarly, Leelavati of Bhaskaracharya. Somebody may say by reading the title itself that the book is a fiction or something, but in fact book is a treatise, it's a classical work on mathematics. In fact, the author was so fond of his daughter that he named the book after his daughter's name. So now we have seen in today's presentation, we have seen how books are shelved in the libraries, how order is introduced, how order is implemented in the libraries so that users can just browse the collection and retrieve the books as per their choice and as per their research or interest. We have seen the different structure. What is the structure of DDC? That means how the whole universe of knowledge is divided into main classes, then divisions, then sections. We talked about different forms of DDC. For example, we have online version of DDC, then we have abridged edition which is for school libraries, and then we have full-fledged 4-volume edition. We have seen how to classify the books and how to decide upon the subject content of the book and allot them some class number. And then we have seen how the cutter number is allotted to to different books which have the same class number. Thank you very much.